Welcome to Stache Sports episode 24. One of the current Steel players that we're 24 is Joey Porter Jr., the son of Joey Porter Sr., who played for the Steelers a long while back when the Steelers were winning Super Bowls in the Super Bowl 40. Joey Porter Jr., in my opinion, this year turned around and showed that he could be a true shutdown corner in the NFL, going forward for the Pittsburgh Steelers, and looked a lot better this year. He still needs to stop getting all the flags he does, but he looked a lot better in the games this year. Another player to wear 24 is Kobe Bryant. May he rest in peace. Kobe Bryant was a great basketball player and could be considered one of the greatest basketball players of all time in his generation. But anyway, Kobe Bryant, he was a good basketball player for the Los Angeles Lakers. Yesterday, a commentator was talking about baseball and said that the Los Angeles Dodgers are helping other teams be able to sign players. Yes, that's true, but these other teams are high market teams like the Yankees, the Mets, and so on. I was mostly talking about the small market teams like the Pirates and so on. And yes, I know some people can say that the Pittsburgh Pirates owner is cheap and doesn't really spend that much money. And yes, I've been there and I've been complaining about that for many years. We finally got a couple players this year for trade and for signing, and hopefully we can sign a third baseman or get a third baseman. But that's for another video. But I just think getting all these superstars onto Los Angeles Dodgers for over $100 million is insane. I think it's crazy. I think that baseball needs to fix it. It needs to have a salary cap so every team can be able to control it and have more of a fair market than having the higher paid teams be able to shoot out $100 million when smaller market teams might not be able to do it. When small market teams might not be able to do it. Another commented that LeBron James couldn't play in Michael Jordan's era. I think that's true. I think if Michael Jordan played today, Michael Jordan could be still one of the greatest basketball players to play if he played today today's current time and was on any team. Today we have football. Between the Buffalo Bills and Denver Broncos, the number 1 seed versus the Buffalo Bills, who are the number 6 seed, I think. And then between the San Francisco 49ers and the number 1 seed in the NFC, the Seahawks. First, we'll talk about the Buffalo Bills game. The Buffalo Bills came off last week of beating the Jacksonville Jaguars by close 3 points. By 3 points. But they lost one of the receivers in Gabe Davis, and they have been banged up in the receiving corps this whole time. They had Brandon Cooks, but they got good news, as Curtis Samuel will be coming back for Josh Allen having another weapon. But there's also been other receivers like Keon Coleman, and Keon Coleman hasn't had a down year. I think Keon Coleman needs to get a touchdown and needs to have a good game today to try to rewrite his career, because he was pretty decent at Florida State when he played there. Brandon Cooks, he's an old veteran, but he is looking decent for the Buffalo Bills. And I think Josh Allen is playing really good football right now. I think James Cook, the son of brother Dalvin Cook, I think he has a big game for the Buffalo Bills. I think he has over 100 rushing yards and 2 touchdowns. I think Josh Allen throws for over 200 yards and has 75 rushing yards for 2 touchdowns. And one of them goes to Keon Coleman. But we will see what happens. Dalton Kincaid could also be a big factor in today's game if he's playing. I know the Broncos are good, but it's going to be interesting to see what Bo Nix can do. Bo Nix is a rookie going into playoffs. It's his first playoff. Would a stage be too hard? Would a stage and pressure be too much for him? Time will tell at 4:15 today. It will be interesting to see how he plays in his first playoff game. How the Broncos play. And how Sean Payton gets that team ready. It's going to be a hard-fought game. I think it's going to be a close game, but I think the Buffalo Bills win a close game. Because I think it's Josh Allen's year to finally get the Buffalo Bills to the Super Bowl. But we will see what happens with that. I think the Buffalo Bills upset the number 1 seed in Denver at 4:20 today. Tonight's game on NBC is between the Seattle Seahawks and the Seattle Seahawks and the 49ers, my bad. Excuse me. The Seattle Seahawks and the San Francisco 49ers. And yes, people from last year could talk about, and yes, last year, if you watched Sam Darnold when he played for the Vikings, when he played in big games, he cracked under the pressure and crumbled under pressure and went back to his old jet way and didn't look so good. But it'll be interesting to see tonight what kind of Sam Darnold do we get. Because in some of the games this year that he was pressured in, he looked pretty good. Hopefully we get the Sam Darnold we've had all year. And he throws a couple passes to Jackson Smith and Jigba. I think Jackson Smith and Jigba has a big game for the Seahawks tonight against a banged-up 49ers defense. Against a banged-up 49ers defense. I think Smith and Jigba has 2 touchdowns for over 100 yards. I think Zach Charbonnet has a touchdown, and so does Kenneth Gainwell. That's a long... Kenneth Gainwell will have one. That's for the Steelers. But I think their running back has one that has that similar last name. But I think Charbonnet gets more of a carries tonight against the 49ers. Charbonnet! But we'll see. I think it'll be a close game, but I think the Seahawks are a team to beat this year. With that being said, I think the Seahawks win in a close game. I think the Seattle Seahawks win in a close game against the 49ers. But we'll see. Brock Purdy is looking pretty good this year, even though a lot of his receivers are banged up too. And the 49ers have a lot of injuries, but I think it catches up to them tonight. And the Seahawks win. Also tonight is the Pittsburgh Penguins. The Penguins play the Columbus Blue Jackets tonight. Let's hope that the Penguins can bounce back, keep the pace they're playing against the Flyers. Because when they were playing the Flyers, that was one of the better games of recent understand. That was one of the greatest games. So I hope they can do that again tonight against the Columbus Blue Jackets. And the old Columbus Blue Jackets player, the Russian guy who we got, can have a goal against his old team. That'd be pretty nice to see. But hopefully the Penguins and whoever is playing tonight, it might be Slovis tonight, and Slovis has been pretty good. But I don't know, it could also be Stuart Skinner that also plays tonight. I don't know who's going to be in net, but hopefully they can do as good as Stu Skinner did against the Flyers. It's not Stu. But we'll see. I think Crosby gets another goal tonight. I think Malkin can get his goal tonight too. I think Brian Rush might score tonight. But we'll see. It depends on what Penguins show up. Because sometimes the Penguins, after a big win, don't play so well. But I think they'll do good against the Blue Jackets tonight. I hope they do. I think they'll do good against the Blue Jackets tonight. But we'll see. I think whoever is in net will do good. Because Slovis has been playing a lot better recently, and so has Stuart Skinner. Tomorrow's video will talk about tomorrow's games between the Los Angeles Rams and the Chicago Bears and Houston Texans versus the Patriots. And the Houston Texans versus the Patriots. And we'll talk about the recaps of today's games and about any other comments that I have on my video, like I did today. But for those of you that bet, if you want to bet who I pick and see who wins, bet the Buffalo Bills, bet the Seattle Seahawks, and bet the Pittsburgh Penguins, and see if that makes you a winner tonight. But if you don't bet, that's how I think is going to win. And I think Josh Allen has a big game today for the Bills. But we will see. I just hope it's good. I just hope they're good games. Since my team's not in anymore, all I want is to watch good football games to end the year before we don't have that much football left anymore. Damn. Before we don't have that much football left. But like I said, in tomorrow's video, we'll do a recap of today's games and talk about who I think is going to win between the Bears and Rams and Patriots and Texans and other topics that come to my mind. But thank you for watching Stache Sports episode 24. Please leave a comment below. Please like and share. Thank you for watching my videos. This is Stache Sports signing off. Ooh, doo, doo, doo.